Hey everyone, I think we're all pretty used to the glass slabs that have become standard throughout the industry. So when something new comes along, it really makes an impression. Oppo has just released their newest flagship, and I have to say the Find X2 Pro is really something. But before we really get into it, let's first unbox the beast. Oppo has really outdone themselves in terms of packaging, at least for the reviewer's unit. In the top half of the box, you'll find a cutout for the phone, while in the bottom half there's a piece of paper announcing the Find X2 Pro. Underneath, you'll find the phone's retail box and a see-through case. It's a regular see-through case and it doesn't seem like the highest quality, which clashes a little with everything else we're seeing. In the retail box, there's another box with some instructions, and under that is the phone itself. Unwrap it and you'll see the X2 Pro and its unusual vegan leather back. Finally, a premium phone back that doesn't collect fingerprints like mad. Under the Find X2 Pro, you'll find a pair of USB-C earbuds. Next to them is the SuperVOOC 2.0 charger. Oh, and if you're wondering, you'll find its cable in the earbud box along with different size earbud tips. So now that we've got the phone in hand, I'm Angie for JSM Arena, and these are the key features of the Oppo Find X2 Pro. My first impression of this phone was finally something different. It has a vegan leather back, an aluminum frame that's painted rose gold, and a curved screen. You can get the back in black ceramic too, but this is much more interesting. Unlike the original Oppo Find X, the curve of the X2 Pro is more subtle, and there's also a small punch hole in the upper left corner. It's quite small, so it's easy to ignore. The Find X2 is more comfy to use, and it doesn't feel slippery thanks to the unique back. It also has IP68 protection, which seriously seems like a requirement for premium flagships at this point. There is also a very fast and accurate optical fingerprint reader on the front, which reveals one of the phone's hidden treasures, an excellent haptic vibration system. It's super satisfying to type, unlock your phone, and game of course. Speaking of gaming, you might want to download a few 120Hz titles so you can really take advantage of the screen's high refresh rate. The 6.7-inch AMOLED display has a QHD+ resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate, and according to Oppo, it can reach as high as 800 nits of brightness. Naturally, we'll test that out in the full review, along with just how color accurate the screen is. All I can say for now is that at first glance, the colors look amazing and the curves are generous, so the phone looks really eye-catching. Naturally, on a phone loaded with so many extras, it's quite expected that it has a flagship Snapdragon 865 chipset. That said, we didn't get to benchmark it just yet, as we're waiting for the final firmware. The Find X2 Pro has a 65-watt SuperVOOC 2.0 flash charger, so we're expecting the charging speed to be something great, because Oppo has excellent charging tech. This phone is one of the first that has ColorOS 7.1. It's a lightweight and fast OS, but it's not anything close to stock Android, which can either be good or bad depending on your taste. It includes quite a few tools, music and file managers, and a new Oppo Relax app that's supposed to help you chill out and meditate. The phone has a triple camera setup that actually lives up to the name rather than including an extra snapper that doesn't do much. There is a 48-megapixel main shooter, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 13-megapixel periscope telephoto that promises 10 times hybrid zoom and up to 60 times digital zoom. There is also a color temperature sensor that should mean a more accurate white balance. The 48-megapixel main shooter has a much larger camera sensor than usual. It's almost as large as a 108-megapixel one on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, so we're definitely looking forward to seeing what it's capable of. Oppo has said that they have a new version of their Ultra Steady video, so it'll be interesting to see how its video capabilities fare too. All in all, the Find X2 Pro seems to be loaded with premium features. Oppo has really gone all out for this one, and this phone seems to be primed to compete with flagships from Apple and Samsung. In terms of the screen, the chipset, and the charging speed, this phone is more than competitive, so the big question is how good Oppo has gotten in terms of their cameras. Naturally, we're going to find that out in the full review. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and we'll try to get to them by then. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you guys next time.